really stop with the preaching while I squat on the beat. Mickey in the Rat Pack, that's a bar if you think. New Age Clark Gable with dark fables. King shitting, watch how the royal flush with no card.
Champion going down. Summer Madness 7 in Las Vegas. If you want to find me, I will be in casinos, preferably Bellagio, at the poker table. And I'm not even joking. I'm dead serious. So if you want to gamble, I play poker. We'll be at the 5-10 table. You know, meet me there.
I'll be at the 1-2 table.
But we have right here, and I think he's watched our show, Champion,
A few times.
we put out this morning. Iron Solomon versus Sue Surf. How do we want to go about this right now?
You asking me?
Check, do you want to start it?
I think I talked about this in full detail not too long ago.
Oh, he did.
First of all, I give Iron all his accolades.
Yeah.
How great he's been up until this point.
Talk.
He deserves
Talk
to be
about
on
it.
Summer Madness. Is the reason why he's on Summer Madness, because of all the work he's put in, all the classic battles he's had, the consistency. I think this is one of those battles that can paint the narrative on Murda Mook and Sue Surf. Like I said before, if Sue Surf loses this battle, he knows that the talk with him and Murda Mook is off the table. He had a shaky battle against Nitty, dropping the ball in the third round against Nitty, and then now for him to come lose to Iron, that would really ruin the potential of him and Murda Mook. And I think because he knows that, he's not going to play with Iron.
Okay, so with all that being said, Surf 2-1. What's your response to Iron Solomon?
That's what he's saying. You're
You know what I'm
interpreting.
saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
You're interpreting his
I'm saying Surf 2-1.
rant.
Yeah, okay.
I'm saying Surf 2-1.
That's great. I love it. I hope so because I want it to be great. I want Surf to be great. I want that for him.
Okay.
I think he has that potential.
He does.
You know, inside him, a greatness is growing. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it when he freestyles on the radio. His music is strong.
Yeah.
I want him to be great.
Okay.
I'm trying to uplift the brother. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to hold his head. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
So, we've said here on Champion that you're surgical and you know how to pick your fights in a sense. So, I think you knew going into it to be like a smaller venue or smaller room. This is what you wanted?
For it to be smaller venue with Surf.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have taken him on a bigger stage probably.
Oh.
I think him and Nitty was booked like early, super early.
It was.
I would have taken him, you know, fresh out of jail. That would have been fine to me.
You took him on Gnome?
I would have took him on Gnome. Yeah, because I was booked for Chilla late. Like me and Chilla was kind of a last minute battle. So, yeah, I probably would have. I mean, my thing is like if I'm not facing somebody at their best, then the win is not really a win to me.
Okay.
You know, I don't want. I'm not a vulture.
You don't want that third
Yeah, I
round,
want the kill. I don't want to eat off the dead body.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I want to contribute to the death.
Oh. Okay.
You know? So for me, like, yeah. I think the small room would be good because even though Surf has certain powers on a large stage,
Good factor.
he's because he's a clown.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, you set him up for that.
Yeah. He is portrayed as a writer. He fancies himself a writer. So I think the small room is good because someone like a Tay Rock or a Goods who isn't really like layered in the lyricism where there might not be. I mean, having the magnitude of somebody who has a big personality in a small room is great. But for me personally, I want to write for the small room to focus on that. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think Surf is like, I would never battle Tay Rock in a small room, period, because he's going to be greatest on the big stage, and I want to, as a lyricist, as an MC, as a performer in hip hop, I want to test myself against Tay Rock. Tay Rock in a small room is not the Tay Rock. It's not the greatest. I mean, we'll see. I'm not trying to be a detractor. I'm not trying to take away from him versus Hitman. I'm just saying that we know him for his greatness on the big stage. Yeah. So that's what I want to go against. You know what I mean? You don't want to beat Michael Jordan at baseball. You know what I'm saying?
Now, we throw this word out, small room. I don't think it's the small room that we all been accustomed to, where it's just a private event. Only people that's there is entourage and people that know somebody. They're actually selling VIP tickets and actually selling general admission tickets.
Yeah, I think they might be sneaking a big room in on us.
So the question of the small room is, I mean, of course, it's a small room if there's only 500 people there.
That's not a small room. So.
It's a small room for Summer Madness. It would be because we're used to Summer Madness being 1,500 plus,
Yeah.
and a lot of the fans feel like they're being cheated. To be totally honest, because I see a lot of things online saying, "Wait a minute, this is a Super Bowl of battle rap, and how can this be a small room?" We understand where battle rap is going, as far as pay-per-views and how things are being run. Everybody loves the volumes. Get me in on the volumes. Everybody loves that. But at the end of the day, it's still a Super Bowl. You don't throw the Super Bowl at a college stadium.
It wasn't going to be in the building anyway. Who's complaining?
A lot of people are complaining online saying that Summer Madness should be on a bigger stage because it's Summer Madness. It's the Super Bowl battle rap. How do you make this a small room event?
You're in Las Vegas, first of all.
Okay.
Let's talk about that.
They still want a big event.
This is a big event. What's
we
not big
we
about
want the
this?
lights. We want the fireworks.
And
we
they
want it
brought
all.
it to Las Vegas for
But here's the thing, right? When you have people that come on stage and say it's starting to feel like Summer Madness again, that's them saying that we've had the lights and we've had the big venue and it hasn't felt like Summer Madness because the matchups weren't there. You know what I mean?
matchups to me.
So
the matchups are there.
Yeah, you have to decide what's more important. You know what I mean? And I think they actually went into this intending for it to be a volume card, and then the card became so crazy that they had to.
They booked
What is
Hitman.
volume?
They booked Hitman in the card change.
Volume was
Keep it down.
volume was set for August 4th, and now it's pushed to August 11th, and it's Summer Madness 7 now. Volume 3 will be later on in the year. But what does Summer Madness 8 look like in London? Is that another small event, or is that another big
No,
event?
I don't think so.
I don't think
to my
so.
knowledge, it's
Yeah.
a big event.
It's a big event. All right, well, look, we'll see how it all pans out. But me personally, if Summer Madness is attached to it, I need to see 1,500 plus people. For me, I don't care what happened at the last Summer Madness. It doesn't do nothing for
They
me.
just gave
If-
us Nome with 1,500 people.
and I want Summer Madness with 50. Nome and Summer Madness have to be 1,500 plus. If it's not, it's just not it. The Super Bowl, if there's not fans dying to get to the Super Bowl, flying from Germany, flying from Mexico to get to this event, it ain't Summer Madness. I need to see 1,500 plus people, or it ain't Summer Madness. If we walk in that room in Vegas and it's in a hotel lobby somewhere and there's 300 people there, it ain't Summer Madness. It's Volume 3. So we're gonna call it for what it is.
It feels like Summer Madness. It looks like Summer Madness. The music sounds like Summer Madness.
Oh, I love Summer
the
Madness.
The matchups.
I love
Is that
look
Chico?
like Summer
Is that
Madness.
Chico?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I didn't even know that Chico got busy like that.
Yeah.
Chico is man. That man is dangerous with the Summer Madness theme music. But like I'm calling again, fans have been accustomed to Summer Madness being a Super Bowl, and if this doesn't have 1,000 or more people, it's not Summer Madness. It's Volume 3.
I disagree. So let's agree to disagree.
Call for what it is.
Weird blogger online that I hate his guts. You know, he's been around for about 7 years. I think his name is Jay Black. Hate his guts. I think he was saying something in his little video or whatever. When's the last time you've been in front of a bigger audience?
Like what size?
I'm talking about 300 to 500 more.
I mean, I think all of the masses, most of the masses have been in that range, 300 to
Okay.
500. And Blackout, Me vs. Diz, was probably about that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess he had it wrong then.
Yeah.
His
That
count was
guy,
off by a
weirdo.
little bit. I hate
Yeah.
him. Glasses, no, him in the
Yeah.
suits, man, screw that guy. So you think Surf will have more of an advantage if the crowd is larger? Because of that fact?
I think it depends on what the crowd is there for. I think he might. I mean, I think having Hitman and having Rock,
Yeah.
guys who are more
Yes, sir.
about showmanship might orient the room around showmanship. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And then,
And how do you change your style to that? Or do you stay the same surgical iron? Trying to dismantle and dissect everything that he's done.
I mean, I think you can do both. You know, I think you
Okay.
can do both. I definitely, I'm paying attention. I know what his strengths are, and so I just have to decide how I want to approach that.
Okay. I saw a tweet earlier today, and it could be anything. You know what I mean? Let's say allegedly. Let's not just say it's about battle rap. But I think he tweeted out something like he lost the love for it or something like that. But he didn't say battle rap, so it could be anything.
Sure.
If I say somewhere I lost the love for it, it could be the love for driving a car or something like that. But
I don't think so.
I mean, rap. 'Cause
I know what car is
You know what I mean?
parked outside, sir. You did not lose the love for that, sir.
Anywho,
I know one thing. It ain't rap.
so if it's battle rap, how does that make you feel going to see a battle? If it's about battle rap.
I would be disappointed because, like I said, I don't want him. I don't want a weakened Surf. I don't want low tide. We need the high tide. You know what I mean? And yeah, I would be disappointed because I want this to be a great moment.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do me regardless.
So, to me, this is a disadvantage because like social media in a sense. People that I'm paying attention to, tweets I've seen, they all got you winning. They all think that you're gonna walk in there and be Jesus. Win all 3 rounds. They want to get him out of here in a sense like that. So if Surf is already that guy to the point where if he performs, so now if he shows up and he's underdog, that could be bad for you.
Definitely. Yeah.
So,
no, I hate that position. It's a terrible position to be in. And not only is it being expected to win, but like you said, people want me to get him out of here.
Yeah.
So they really want to see him lose. So I it puts me in a terrible position.
okay. Anything else?
I don't think Surf has ever battled anybody like Iron Solomon. Like
Yeah.
throughout his whole career.
There's only one
I don't-
Iron Solomon.
I don't. Yeah, but I just like I'm trying to see who could I say that's on this level of Iron Solomon, and I'm just looking through his whole resume, and it's like he has yet to battle anybody.
Hitman Holla? Tay-Rock?
No, Hitman Holla is nothing like Iron.
In terms of his strategy, but
Tay-Rock
level.
is nothing
Let's
like
be
Iron.
level. Let's level.
The only person that's sort of like Iron, I would say Hollow. Far as how they surgically
okay. But level
dissect their opponents. Like Tay-Rock, you're going to get 1,000 gun bars, and he's going to butt gun
Dangerous
bust you.
too.
Yeah, of course.
That battle was crazy.
Hitman is going to outperform you. But you talk about Hollow, you talk about Iron, the way they approach battles.
I agree with that.
They get close to their opponent. They want to know all about their opponent. They dissect. They pick what's wrong. They talk about what they do right. You talk about what they do wrong, and they put a spin on it. And that's what Iron does. And I don't think Surf has ever battled anybody like that. That's the only part that I'm worried about. How can he find a way to take what Iron does and make it irrelevant? And I don't know if Surf has got to that point where he can do something like that. Because Hollow was still able to get off on Surf, even though I felt like Surf, that battle was a really good battle. I just feel like Hollow was able to dissect Surf as well, saying this is what he do. This dude, look what
And there was less to dissect back then too.
now things are just.
She's saying it's more out there.
Yeah, I don't know, who Surf really was then. I'm not saying that to undermine him then, but just what was out there for Hollow to really attack him on. You know what I mean? It was limited. Right now, there's a lot of stuff. I agree. I hope you're watching because I hope he cracks the code that you're talking about. I want that. I want to lose 2-1.
So you're saying Surf doesn't have the power snatching ability?
Surf is one of those battle rappers where you get caught up into the wow moment because he's such a superstar and he's one of the biggest names in battle rap. So whatever he says it's gold to
But
the
sometimes
fans.
what he actually saying is gold.
It is.
Sometimes.
It is. It's really good. But
Like what? Give me an example. Give me gold.
I'm gonna say T-Top battle. I can't. Of course, I can't say the line verbatim. I'm gonna butcher the line, but the 50 Majestic and
that was crazy.
second round T-Top.
Thank God
Have you watched it lately?
Some of it.
He
Not
was
that
saying
much.
some stuff in that T-Top battle now.
Some reaches.
The line I like the line when he said, "Thank God they caught him, but they didn't catch him for what he did."
That was
with
tough.
It. That was crazy.
Tough. Yeah.
So
And then to that G baby, Hitman
yeah.
Holla.
Yeah.
See, if we stay on the topic too long, we'll find some songs there, baby.
Definitely.
I'm not asking because I don't think it's there.
Definitely.
I want to know where it's at.
But we got to call it for what it is. The Nitty battle worried a lot of people. It worried me as well because his second round, of course.
Who do you have winning that battle? Let's just.
That's a good question.
When I watched it live, I bought the pay-per-view.
Be honest now.
I bought the pay-per-view, and I'm being honest about that. I support. You have, I believe that you have to give back to the culture in more than one way. Like, not only do I have to give to the culture by taking myself and the craft seriously, taking the fans seriously, but I don't need to text, Beasley or Chico they got so much on their mind. Send me the code. You know what I mean? Like, I want to support that way. So I bought the pay-per-view and I was watching live. And I thought that Surf took the first 2 rounds.
Wow.
When I was watching live.
Wow.
But I think that when on a rewatch, I think, and then once we all as a community
break it down
dissected the second round,
and this and that.
the pettiness, it didn't live up to the petty test. The second round. So I think the second round is debatable, and I'd have to watch it again to say definitively. But I think you also have to take this battle and compare it to Lux Calico, right? Because a lot of people, credible people, and not saying me necessarily, would argue that Calico won, right? And I saw who did I see on this show recently who maybe it wasn't this show, maybe it was another a peasant show, maybe it was a Champion, where someone said, "Do you think that judging round by round is the best way to judge a battle, right? Is 2-1, 3-0 the best way to judge a battle, or is
overall,
or is Lux beat Calico? It doesn't matter if he really only kind of won maybe one round. Is the Lux moment enough to win? Let's say this. Let's say this scenario. If you felt like Lux didn't win the second because he clearly lost the first,
clearly.
Does he still win? Do you feel like he still wins?
Because he won the second.
I thought he won the second and the third.
But if he didn't win the second, is that third so powerful?
No.
That it's enough?
That's when the second he loses.
I feel like we should, if we're gonna pick that rule, let's let it be known. Let's put out Twitter like the rules are overall, or are we going round by round? And once y'all pick one, and then we can go back and speak about this. But since the beginning of right now, I mean,
but it wasn't. It really wasn't always like that, because if you think about like Mook and Mills, or you think about battles back in the day, it was like overall, Fight Club. It wasn't like you would never give a first round set. It wasn't like that. It was just like, he won. He was kind of saying better shit, or the energy was there. He got that. You know what I mean? Where I think Lux would have won the Calico battle even if he didn't win the first two rounds because of the magnitude of that moment. And on the flip side, do you really give it to Surf when he?
I think the problem with Surf is he's the way he's ended. Because if you look at Lux, his oops started in the first round. Then he finished strong.
Yeah. Like if you flip the rounds,
Surf finished bad.
If
like
you
know what I mean? It's like you can mess up in the beginning. Like it's like any game, you can mess up in the first quarter.
Perception,
but it's all about how you end it. And
I just thought about that. So if Surf, you said Surf chokes in the first round and ends out second and third,
it's a different conversation. I think you're right.
But it's the same thing though.
That's crazy. It's not.
That's crazy.
It's the same thing, but it's not. You know, it's like it's kind of the same thing, but it's.
That's why I think battle rap and just hip hop it's a soft science. It's not. It's a sport, but it's cultural. It's subjective. It's opinion, and I don't think one or the other is the best way to do it. I think it's difficult, and I think that, like you said, you have to define it. Right. Because even with the Champion of the Year, same thing. But we can talk about that in a different segment. Maybe that's a different segment.
Okay.
Maybe that's different.
You got a round for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll leave it there.
You have it.
What?
Who you call? If you call the winner.
I mean, he saw Champion. I got Iron 2-1. Slightly.
Smart man.
I have Surf 2-1. You have yourself.
You got Surf 2-1. You got Surf 2-1.
I got Surf 2-1. I want Surf 2-1.
Oh, come on.
Don't say that. He might show up and give you that 2-1.
Please do.
Walking with a mop.
You have yourself winning, right? Please tell me.
No,
I never. With a mop. You don't want that on you.
You never.
Knock a quarter off the top, man.
You never pick.
You get no points for shooting me.
Okay.
You get no points for shooting me.
Oh, you gotta break that down.
Yeah.
I'm just
get no points.
I'll let you break it down in the battle.
All right.
I never have myself winning. I always have a very healthy fear of all my opponents.
Okay.
Everybody
Healthy
that I battle is somebody that I respect because I'm inspired by them. If you're inspired by somebody, it's because there's something that you see them do that at least in a certain moment you think is better than something you can do. So it's something you aspire to, right? Because they inspire you. And so I look at every opponent as somebody that could potentially kill me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And especially after me and Mook, where I felt good about my material and it went so horribly wrong. You can't look at any situation with arrogance or anything like that. And I'm a perfectionist in a way where all I can focus on is my flaws or the shortcomings or whatever it is. So I'm never looking at any situation and thinking, oh, I got this. I just never do.
He's talking like a legend. Okay.
This is good.
Great conversation. That being said, Champion.
Everything healthy. They been singling me out, I'm about to drop another LP. You been coming out your mouthpiece. Up in your bars taking shots, we gon' line you up like Alkies.